That kid, that
Why do they keep
kid is on the escalator again
I have ridden on that escalator.
in that mall.
Yes, before
Prairie
they
View.
remodeled, when they were remodeling. And welcome to the Glacially Musical Podcast. That is beer, metal, and swearing. Of course, I'm Nick Boom Boom Cameron, the founder of the Glacially Musical blog and podcast, joined by my good friends, missing the emotional support Don, who is down with a throat condition. Take
Don't
that
threaten,
however,
don't threaten me with a good time.
take that however you'd like. And of course,
I tested negative, I'm sure, Don. You're good.
Keefy Champions. How we doing today?
What's up?
Alrighty, same old, same old. And as we do this always, it is the greeting, beer, vinyl, news, shirt, meat of the day. Since Don is out and Don is leading the current series, we have chosen to do a double chaser. And this week we are chasing the Heaven and Hell box set, Escaping from Heaven. There's not going to be a proper vinyl check, as we will both be checking this vinyl box set. And my beer of the week is Elysian Fields Space Dust.
A very good beer.
8% of happy.
Mm.
Putting it into my Samuel Smith pint glass.
Who's Samuel Smith again?
Samuel Smith was a brewer from England.
And why do we like him? Did he make good beer?
Of course he made good beer.
All right.
This was actually a present from my father-in-law one year for Christmas. He got us to split a Samuel Smith 4-pack.
Oh, fun.
They came with a glass. I took the glass because I didn't have any glasses back then.
I had a fancy dinner last Friday night after my engagement shoot, and I had a rather enjoyable Kolsch IPA at a Walnut Creek. It was quite
Kolsch
good.
IPA?
Yeah, I was surprised, but it was great.
I have new sentence just dropped.
New sentence dropped. I'll get the exact menu thing for you. But anyway, I'm drinking a guess what? Liquid Death.
Dickwood Leth.
Dickwood Leth. A severed lime.
Oh, that sounds hot.
It is hot.
Not the severed part.
No, not the set. Lime. Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
Get well soon, Don.
Of course, we will miss Don because Don is the small child standing between two parents fighting, hoping to save the marriage.
Childhood trauma unlocked. Thanks, Nick.
Oh, I didn't have that because I didn't try to save the marriages. I just didn't want to get hit.
I didn't
oh
want to get
crap!
hit.
Now I unlock my childhood drama.
I didn't want to get either, or yelled at, or in the middle of the yelling parents. Anywho, news check. Do you have any?
A little bit of news is Billy Idol is touring. Lawyer wife wants to go. She also asked me today what our AC/DC plan is. My answer was, I think buy tickets. I haven't planned anything.
Which one is it again? GNR is in September, in August.
GNR is
AC/DC.
in August. It's and AC/DC is in September.
What is that? Is it the 8th in St.
I don't
Louis
know.
at the
Something
Bush
like that.
place?
Oh, I don't know. It's. I can Google it, but I'll be clickety clacking.
No, don't bother. Well, I'll
also,
nail it down.
MC Chris is going on his third tour after his farewell tour, releasing a new album, which I have the pre-order up on my screen, which I will pre-order, and I will go to the show because he's playing in town. Let's see, and that's really about it I've got for. You had pointed out, you were in the chat. You were talking about Metallica playing at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Connecticut, and that was something I want to talk about real quick. It's a limited concert, so of course Ticketbastard is Ticketbastarding. Ticketbastard, you're gonna Ticketbastard, and I'm really angry at Metallica over the Sphere concerts. And man, the Mohegan Sun concert as well, because the Mohegan Sun concert's an intimate show. It's like a 5,000 seater. Ace Frehley played there, for God's sake. It's a small place. It's not a big place, and but
It's
the thing
called
about
the Wolf Den, by the way. It's a little bigger than 5,000. It's more like I've been there. I saw Korn there about 15 years ago. It's probably a 10,000 people thing. I will chime in. I don't want to interrupt your news break, but it was also part of my news break too. So let's news check.
So the thing about the Sphere though that really pisses me off is obviously Metallica had planned on those what was it? What did it end up being?
20.
8 weeks or 10 weeks? 10. They had obviously had those planned and set up, and then they were drip fed to us. Instead of throwing out all 20 at once, they drip fed. What was it? 4 at a time, 6 at a time, almost nothing. So what that does is it creates the huge queue. And what happens when there's a huge queue on Ticketmaster? Dynamic pricing hits. So as soon as dynamic price, by the way this was announced, they basically tripled how much they charged.
Unintentionally or intentionally?
I'm going to just intentional. That was intentional.
They know it's possible. They're too sophisticated. They're too. I have many thoughts, and I'm going to share. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to pose a question. Is this just the price for Metallica tickets going forward, if there are anything?
I think this is the price for Metallica tickets for anything that is not a stadium.
That is horrible.
So if you want to see Metallica in the Sphere, which is not a stadium, it's the size of an arena. It's the size of it basically seats as many as you would in the round at a hockey rink, an NHL rink, or a basketball arena. And then Mohegan Sun, same thing. It's a small venue. If you're seeing them anything outside of an exceptionally large venue, yes, I think this is just now going to be the price for Metallica. And it really turns me off because these are the guys that's supposed to be so down with the fans, so everyman.
But they haven't been for a long time.
I know, but I still...
For a long time, they haven't.
I know, and I still think that Injustice for All is still new.
It's not. It's 30,
I know.
It's almost 40 years old, bro. You may get to write the Injustice for All classic album revisited for Ghost Cult.
37 years old.
Don't die in the next 3 years. You might get to write it. So
I yield.
I don't want you to. Yeah, but I'm asking.
No, right. I yield my bit. I will now respond. That's
fine. Yeah, I'm baffled at this. Now, the all-in price. I was trying to get tickets. I didn't sleep well last night. I woke up from a bad dream. And then I had another bad dream when I went back to sleep today after the Metallica thing. I've been having a lot of terrible dreams. Anyway, Same. So I also got my blood work done today. Ran to a record store, had a bathroom almost accident at the record store.
I actually forgot to tell my record store story, so let me get that at the end.
Sure. I try to get tickets. Theoretically, I did a little homework, and the theoretical base price for the 2 nights of the no repeats weekend for Connecticut, with let's just shout out Spirit Box and Suicidal Tendencies as the 2 lone openers. Fucking killer. Spirit Box, one of the biggest rising bands of the last 5 or 6 years. Suicidal has been touring a lot with Metallica. Fantastic. Trujillo was in Suicidal. His son is in Suicidal. Full circle. Beautiful. And Suicidal is a perfect opener for Metallica.
Oh yeah,
thrash, punk, funk, everything. So the all-in price should have been for 2 nights $500. The lowest, I had a ton of people text me. I was on Reddit looking this up after I woke back up. Seems like the lowest base price for a ticket was $1,300. That was considered a steal. So that's a third.
That's for both nights or for one night?
For one ticket for both nights. Still wait $500-600 a ticket? No, bro, $650. Come on.
In a standard arena.
In a small hockey an intimate place for them to play, but dude,
it's still a hockey rink.
And they're getting paid like $10 million for the gig probably because it's the anniversary of Foxwoods. Mohegan Sun, excuse me. I always confuse the two. It's the anniversary of Mohegan Sun. And I think Ghost Cult is covering Pussifer there on Friday as we record this on Wednesday, our usual day. So I'm also
on Rex Manning Day, actually.
Rex Manning Day.
The kid pointed that out to me and then said, "Dad, when are we going to watch Spinal Tap?"
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
No, just don't know that she hasn't seen it yet. But Empire Records is great.
She realized she loves mockumentaries.
I still prefer High Fidelity more, but that's just me.
I haven't seen High Fidelity. I actually don't like Empire Records.
And also
not that good.
And also the High Fidelity TV series is not terrible.
I worked in retail,
Zoe
and I worked
Kravitz.
at a record store, like a corporate
Mm,
record store. I worked at basically Record Town, USA. You are
amazing.
not allowed to tackle these people.
Can you still get a
You,
shirt?
what do you mean?
Like a Record Town USA shirt? I've seen them.
I worked at FYE, formerly
Oh, I
Camelot.
love FYE and Camelot music, bro.
They fired me, so
I used
fuck
to have
them.
an FYE in the West Village that I used to go to after work all the time.
Of course, that particular time I had crippling anxiety, and I could not be a customer
You couldn't,
facer. So,
you couldn't people. Yeah, I get it. I'm so sorry for you, by the way, because I've had that too. And I'm a people person and I love to talk to people. So it's like, oh fuck. So I'm very disappointed in Metallica also. I will try again tomorrow. I will try again Friday if I can get the base price
you
tickets.
hate people. I know, but I love
I
gatherings.
love gatherings. Isn't that weird? Anyway, it's so strange. So yeah, very disappointing. But I think this is the last hurrah. This is, you have predicted it. I predicted it. This is the last hurrah as the track Jackie comes off. Are you hot? Is it warm
Yeah,
in St. Louis? It's freezing here.
to quote Nelly, it's getting hot in
Hot in
here.
her. That's all. Thank you. That's the appropriate amount of vocalizing here. So anyway, yeah, Metallica fail. I think you could have made those tickets cheaper. Would have been a nice bon mot to the fans. Somebody tweeted, I think it was Ben Keller of or Kohler, depending on how you pronounce it, of Converge. You know that he started like a foundation to get artists actually paid their correct royalties. So he has a .org now with a partner of his that's a music industry lifer and manager.
I've got a .org, and
Okay. Anyway,
sorry, I thought it was funny.
Al anal bum cover. Anyway, so I yelled that out at karaoke and everybody laughed the other day. So
Looking at my bum.
Ben Keller of Converge tweeted or threaded or whatever it is, skeeted,
Let's just say posted.
that Metallica is such a big enough monstrosity as a brand. They could own their own ticketing agency, buy out the venue, sell the tickets themselves, and not rob anybody and sell nothing to a bot if they wanted to. And they don't.
Well, and they could do it so where, because Metallica can name their own price. They can say no resale, no dynamic pricing, and Ticketmaster would do it.
I'm not sure.
For Metallica, yeah, they would.
I think every big band, Foo Fighters, Metallica, Oasis. Actually, what you mentioned earlier made me think of the Oasis. Oasis announced limited UK tour. Frenzy. People from around the world bought those Wembley tickets. And let's face it, Oasis in Europe, much bigger, 3, 4, 5 times bigger than in America.
And they were huge here.
They were not as huge here. They were huge. Period.
They were huge here.
They were not as huge. They are a
right.
Beatles level band in Europe. They are.
You said they were 3 times higher there. I'm just saying but they were huge here. Yeah. They could play stadiums here.
Yeah, Wembley holds 250,000 people. They sold out 5 nights there.
It's that many? It's 250?
Yeah. It's absurd. It's where they have FIFA and stuff like that.
That's where they play the all of the major soccer tournaments there. So whenever that's where the semifinals and finals of the FA Cup are. That's where the semifinals and finals of the League Championship playoffs are. And they sell those things out. Yeah.
I wish I cared about soccer, but I don't.
But what they do when it's the big tourneys, is they do half and half.
So they did like the baseball and football stadiums here. So 80 to 100,000.
Yeah.
Much less people. And then they announced those other shows in America and South America and Canada and Mexico.
And there's
people like, I paid to travel to England.
And there's so many fewer people in England too.
Absolutely.
And they're doing 250,000 a night.
So that's people went multiple nights. Nobody I know many Brits could not get a ticket to go. I don't think they're Duncan's cup of tea, even if he had the money to go. Mm. So anyway, this sucks. Moving on. Was there another big story in news this week that we wanted to share? Not really. So, why don't you give your vinyl story and then we'll just move it along.
Okay, this is not a great story. It's kind of a sad story. My child apparently now has The Shining, and I was unaware of this. On Saturday, lawyer wife had to go very far south in Missouri to go visit a client. So she asked us to accompany her. I said, sure, we'll go find something to do. We'll find a record store. So I found a place called Spectrum Lounge. Turns out the city she told me she was going to, Cape Girardeau, is not where we went. We went about 40 miles north of there. And so we're sitting at the Blue Owl Diner in Kimswick, Missouri, having lunch. Horribly overpriced. We're never going back.
What
That's
did
our
you
third
eat?
time
Was the
there.
food at least good?
It was all right. I mean, I spent $20 on a turkey sandwich and chips.
Wow.
It would have been an extra $4 for
What's
for frozen fries.
what's going on there?
It's a tourist trap. The first time we went there was after a hike at Mastodon State Park, and I had their fried chicken special on Sunday.
Are,
It was tremendous.
are there mastodons there at Mastodon State Park, or were there?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
and ground sloths too.
Sloth's your favorite.
These are ground, not tree, though. Anywho, so, as we're driving down there, the kid keeps saying, "Man, it would really suck if the place burned down." And I'm like, "What is wrong with you?"
What is she, my mom, come back to life? What the hell?
So, and as we're sitting at Kimswick, I'm like, "Okay, fine. If it burned down, just find another place." So now we find out exactly where we're going and how far away it is. And our dinner plan was going to be in Sikeston, Missouri, which I thought was Cape Girardeau, and it's 40 miles on the other side. I mean, so basically everything I planned got totally screwed the pooch on that one. So she shows me Spectrum Records and Lounge's Facebook profile page that says, "Sorry, our roof finally gave in."
God.
Yep. So they had a
Wonder
flood in their
Kid,
roof.
play the lotto. Special kid. Like, come on.
Yeah, I know, right? And then we tried to find like record stores and could find nothing. We were in this
Do they
tiny
get
little
the
town.
cyclones down there? Tornadoes? Like, what?
Oh, yeah, of course we
brought
get. I'm in Tornado Alley.
the- You are. And
I mean, it was
still,
just-
I would visit you. Like,
they're not that serious.
uh,
I don't live in a trailer.
that's fair.
I mean, seriously, we have the like in Minnesota, not Minnesota, in Buffalo, they have the lake effect. We have the arch effect. So whenever
the
bad
arch has
weather,
never blown over, which is crazy.
whenever bad weather happens, somebody forgot to turn the arch on.
That's great. What is it? Magnetic? That'd be cool, right?
No, it's just an arch.
It'd be fun if it got magnetized, and then suddenly everybody started like flinging into the arch and dying.
Magnetize!
That never made any sense. Also, where at least we're still
Yes, it
flying.
did. What it did.
At least we're still flying half a ship.
What they did was they magnetized the floor, so the droids wouldn't get sucked out of the
into
vacuum.
space. Right.
No, it makes sense.
That's not a bad idea.
It's just stupid.
But it doesn't help humans.
There were.
Or
Well,
creatures.
I assume the Nemoidians. I assume the Cater Nemoidians. I assume they were just like locked down.
Maybe the space boots are magnetic.
Maybe they got magnet. Maybe they got metal boots. You don't know.
I don't know. I don't know the boot quality of
the Cater Nemoidians. You assume too much.
You assume too much. What is it?
So anyway, get well soon. Spectrum Records and Lounge.
Oh man. So no record store for you.
No record store at all. There was
And a terrible lunch.
I'm asking like at the coffee shop, is there a place to get records? They're like, yeah, you can go to Walmart.
No, I mean, you could.
Okay, I could, but I mean, that's not.
You'd be surprised. But you know what? What if there's like a random Walmart where people don't buy the records and they're just sitting there?
Well, you know what? In rural Missouri, I could see that.
You know, you might not find anything with cussing, but you might.
I did find a video game store that had no pricing on the games. You had to ask about each particular one because they have a system that updates their pricing every 2 days.
That's dumb. Oh, because of the demand.
And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, what is there a website like Discogs for video games?
It probably is, or you should.
I assume. I can't create websites, but yeah, I would assume that would exist. So that way,
I feel like you could run a business like that, and then someone would, maybe the kid could program it someday. I don't know. I'm just throwing out stuff.
I like working for other people.
Working for the man, or waiting for the man. Sorry. I guess I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry for the record store. I'm sorry for your trip. Sounds like a not great trip, except for lawyer wife with the client. But maybe you got.
Oh, it was perfect for her. We were only going for her.
What do you listen to in the car?
Mostly nothing.
You talk to each other or just silence?
We talk.
Oh, okay.
And then the kids got her headphones on and.
Yes, good, smart kid.
But I mean, we actually had to drive 8 miles on dirt roads.
Did you have mom's spaghetti? Palms are sweaty.
No, my spaghetti's way better than my mom's spaghetti.
How did you ride? How did you you didn't take your car. You took
Of
Laura's
course
car.
not. We
Yeah.
drove
Yeah,
90
drove them
miles
like
each way.
100 miles round
And
trip.
we took her four-wheel drive SUV
Oh, that's
or
why. Okay, because you knew.
crossover, whatever you
I
want to call it.
I don't remember seeing that car. It was parked on. It's parked on the street. That's
You
right. I
rode in the
rode in
damn
it in the
thing.
back thing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm
But we
dense.
don't have that. We don't have that one anymore. We got a new one.
Oh,
She got
fine.
a new one like 6 months after that.
Fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
Shirt check meet, or is there anything else you want to talk about?
I got nothing else. I am rocking my Mayhem shirt. Dead forever.
Nice work. I have. Let's get weird. Twin Peaks. Who killed
I
Laura?
never watched that show.
Who killed Laura Palmer? Why? David Lynch. It seems like you would be a
I
Lynchian
probably would
person.
really like it, but I
I think
don't
if
know.
you've never seen a David Lynch anything, go see some of his movies first.
I think I've seen some of his movies.
Eraserhead,
No,
Blue Velvet.
no.
Okay, start there. Those are my two favorites, and then Twin Peaks is
Okay, what's the sequel to
television.
Spinal Tap?
We just saw it. Spinal Tap 2, the beginning of the end.
You
The
don't
end
think
continues.
you don't think a Mighty Wind?
No, we
I
talked
think a
about
Mighty
this.
Wind.
It would have been if they had not made another Spinal Tap. I don't think A Mighty Wind is a canonical sequel. I'm sorry. I do love it. I love Rob Reiner.
I'm just asking the question. Just
Yeah,
asking the question.
I just think that no, it's just not.
All right, so let's get back in the Wayback Machine, shall we?
All right.
Back in 1996, that would be Black Sabbath's Forbidden Tour. And what was wrong with that tour, do you think, Keefy?
Not much good music.
Yeah, everything, I would say. Probably nothing. And at this point in time, Tony Iommi had owned the Black Sabbath name for about 10 years. I believe ownership reverted to Tony Iommi after the Born Again record, because after Born Again is when Bill recorded the album, much like Heaven and Hell. He recorded the album and went into rehab before the tour, so he didn't actually play on those tours. So, and after the Born Again tour, Geezer said, "Hey, Tone, I love you, but I'm done. I can't do this anymore." Leaving Tony Iommi being the only sole original member, which I guess at that particular time is when ownership of the name was transferred to him. At this particular time, this is when Geezer Butler's on again, off again situationship with Ozzy Osbourne happens. And even during this time, he goes back to Black Sabbath from time to time as well. Again, a couple of situationships for one Geezer Butler, presumably when the bank account got a little bit low in St. Louis. This is back when he was also living in St. Louis, Missouri. He was living in exurban St. Louis. He still owns the house, I believe. So Tony Iommi then forms a new band to do Seventh Star, the criminally almost good Seventh Star. A lot of good ideas, very few finishers. And then after that, he puts together a mostly new band for Eternal Idol. And then kind of parts it off here and there. And then when things get bleakest of the bleak, what does he do? He gives Ronnie James Dio a call. Both Ronnie James Dio and Geezer Butler return to reform their version of Black Sabbath. At this time, Tony asked if Cozy Powell could be the drummer. However, Dio having worked with Cozy Powell in the past and hating Cozy Powell, God rest him, said, "No, I will not be in the band if Cozy Powell's in the band. Let's get Vinny back." So the Mob Rules Black Sabbath lineup is reformed. It is not the Heaven and Hell lineup because Bill Ward played on Heaven and Hell. He just didn't do the tour. So they get drunk, they have a jam, they decide to do it. And of course, it goes swimmingly, right? Goes perfectly swimmingly. They make a really good album, they do a successful tour, and they ride off into the sunset making album after album after album. Was that what happened, Keefy? No.
Sorry, I was trying to do the silent Bob.
It's not.
All the Kevin Smith movies, I think, are except Dogma are on YouTube for free right now through
I
some
have them all.
licensing agreement. I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to watch them. Um, no, it never goes well because of egos. I was just thinking about this. It's like everybody's ego is terrible, deplorable, and terrible.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think that Tony realized how much he was being rescued at this point. Dio is playing Dio's playing arenas at this time in his career. Dio is a major. I mean, he's coming off of Lock Up the Wolves, which was not exactly a tremendous success, but Dio is a major success and a major draw at this point. Ronnie James Dio, or I'm not. Excuse me. Black Sabbath, however, is forgotten. They had just finished the was it Headless? No, the Tier. They just finished the Tier tour, and they would be on tour to do signing events, and there would be no copies of the new record. Okay, great, tremendous. They're on IRS Records at this point in time. I forget what label Geezer was on, but I think he was on a major. So
I
Tony,
think he had GZR with Warner also, which I love, and you've done on the DMA, right?
GZR was much later.
Oh, okay, much. Oh, yeah, like turn of the century.
Yeah, that was
Isn't
after.
that weird that we could say turn of the century now? Weird.
Let's not say that.
I'm so old.
I just feel like I'm about to die, so thank you for that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you reminding me of just how old I am, which I realized this week when it hurts to get up now. So that's awesome. It doesn't hurt to get it up.
You just bought that album. You just bought that album. Remember, You Must Die. Suicide Silence.
Oh yeah, I did just get that. So where was I? So yeah, so Tony doesn't realize the gift he's been given, and who at this point in time in his life does Ronnie James Dio hate more than anyone in the world? Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, Ozzy for sure. Yeah,
because he is right. They became good friends much later.
I don't think that's true.
They became cordial later.
I don't think that's true, but we'll talk about that later.
So, but at this point in time, he really, really hates Ozzy Osbourne, and he hates the fact that he was compared to Ozzy Osbourne. Because Ronnie James Dio is Ronnie James fucking Dio. You know, he is a much better singer. He is a much better performer. He is a much better lyricist. He is above Ozzy singularly, just man to man, in every conceivable way. However, you can be wrong. That's fine. You can be wrong. Except, okay, you're right. There is one. There is one thing that Ozzy has better.
The first 6 Black Sabbath records are all better than anything Dio ever did. That's a fact.
He was taller.
He's much taller. He's probably hung like a giraffe.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not talking about the albums. I'm talking about man to man.
Yes, I know, but I've been hearing about this shit forever.
I know, so we all have. And yes, and some of those Black Sabbath records are better than anything Dio ever did. Not all 6. Perhaps 2.5 of them, maybe 3. So, Volume 4 is not that great. Sabotage, not that great. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, pretty decent.
You're so wrong about those 3. The other ones, Technical Ecstasy, not great, and whatever, Never Say Die, not good.
Which is the one that has like the 14-minute evangelical choir? That's Sabotage, isn't it?
No.
Yes, it is. Ecstasy. Sabotage. It's not Technical Ecstasy.
Finish, man. Black Sabbath series again, when?
Soon. So, what happens is, during the Dehumanizer tour, not long into, like 3 months into it, Tony agrees to open up for Ozzy Osbourne on the No More Tours tour. Basically, Dio said it's him or me. We do this show or I leave. We pull out or I leave. Well, they didn't pull out. They called his bluff, and he left, leaving Rob Halford to perform the show, which that show is actually far better than it deserves to be. Not great, but it's far better than it deserves because they had almost no rehearsal time. I believe Dio's quote was, "I will not open for that fucking clown."
Halford is the only person to ever open for, like, replace Ozzy for Dio Sabbath, and then Ozzy.
Yeah, he did it for Ozzy.
He did it for Ozzy twice.
Yeah.
Twice. Once in the aughts and once at an Ozfest that Omar saw. I'm so jealous. It was the one I
That's
didn't go to.
awesome. That is awesome.
There's
So
a bootleg vinyl of that somewhere. I'd like to get
that
it.
would be tremendous. So, and that's when the final tailspin of Black Sabbath hit. You know, the next album's Cross Purposes, after that's Forbidden, and after that's Obscurity and Forgetfulness. At that point in time, Black Sabbath was a nothing burger. Tony Iommi, however, does not lick his wounds for long, and he calls Ozzy and Geezer and Bill. He tries to reform the original band, and they ended up doing that. However, Bill has a heart attack in the second rehearsal, and they decided they were not going to continue with Bill, and they bring in Mike Borden, late of Faith No More, currently who presently was in the Ozzy Osbourne solo band. And in 1997, they do an Ozfest Trek, which was a huge success, where Ozzy played a 45-minute set, and then Sabbath played a 45-minute set. And that Sabbath set is the greatest 45 minutes of my life I have ever had until I saw Dio in 2007 with Sabbath. Actually, no, it's not true. The Ozzy show is better. The second Ozzy show, however, was ass. And during this negotiation, because Ozzy didn't need Sabbath, Ozzy was just coming off of the Osmosis comeback album and tour, still playing arenas, and once again, Tony Iommi needs a gift, and he has to give a peace offering to the Osbourne camp. And do you know what that peace offering was, my friend? He had to agree never to release any new music again under the Black Sabbath name without Ozzy Osbourne. One thing slipped through the cracks, which we will talk about later. But when the band reformed with Dio, after the first couple of rounds of the Ozzy Osbourne run, Iommi did a couple solo albums. One wasn't he did Iommi with a bunch of many singers. He did another record with Glenn Hughes, Fused, which is amazing and tremendous and wonderful. And not long after this, the DEP Sessions were released, which was another Glenn Hughes album that was recorded in the mid-90s between Cross Purposes and Forbidden.
And don't forget about the lasting impact of the Nativity in Black tribute albums, especially that first one was humongous.
Yes, that was everywhere. And Biohazard's version of After Forever is still legitimately the song I point to when I'm trying to say what a cover is, what a perfect cover is.
Like took it and made it theirs. Yep.
They took it, made it theirs, while still retaining the sound of the original band.
I'm gonna say
I don't know how you do that, but they did it.
Children of the Grave by the late White Zombie, phenomenal. And my two favorite Black Sabbath songs are "Yes You Have," you definitely
have.
"Children of the Grave," and "Lord of This World" are my two favorite Black Sabbath songs. And so COC's "Lord of This World" is a pretty standard cover, mostly with a little vocal effects, but brilliantly rendered by that band. Like, I could not picture a better band to cover it. And Zombies' "Lord of This World." And of course, we know that Planet Caravan was booted off of that record, and it ended up on Far Beyond Driven. So,
which becomes a number one hit for like 2 years running.
I mean, they still play it live, the new Pantera, whatever that is.
Yes, and I believe Megadeth's cover of Paranoid also got booted, they ended up releasing that as well.
And the same thing happened to them. No, I think that's on there. You're thinking of on Kiss My Ass. You're thinking of their apparent cover of Detroit Rock City because Gene thought the Boss Tones was a better thing because of ska punk's hot moment. Yeah, no. Megadeth's
that voicemail.
That's the Kiss one. Hey, Dave Mustaine, it's Gene Simmons. I need you to do a different cover because we picked the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones to do.
I have to say though, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones version of Detroit Rock City
is horrendous.
It is tremendous.
It is horrendous.
It is one of the only good songs on that record. The Kiss tribute album is basically horrifically bad start to finish, except for like 3 songs, and that's one of them. The other is Anthrax's cover of She.
I love Anthrax's cover of She.
Garth Brooks' Hard Luck Woman isn't bad.
Garth Brooks' Hard Luck Woman is very good with Gene and Paul singing backup. And I think they're the band. And I think Gene, Paul, and Eric are the band.
That is correct. Yes, that is correct.
His stipulation was like, I want to do the record I got to do this song with all of you as my backup.
I don't know if that's true or not, but what I do know is because they played on it, they were able to qualify it as a Kiss record and get a Kiss record advance based on the Mercury record contract.
That's fucking absurd.
Isn't it, though? Anywho, so the Ozzy Osbourne Black Sabbath reunion doesn't fizzle. It becomes a situationship between the two camps. And nothing Tony does really goes anywhere. So, for the third time, when Tony needs a helping hand, he reaches down, because Dio's very short, and he calls back Ronnie James Dio. And they had already released a boxed set called The Rules of Hell, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. It was a CD box set, I believe.
Yeah, I had a t-shirt of that. That was a cool t-shirt. And so I don't know how they got this through, but they recorded 3 new songs. Ear in the Wall, The Devil Cried, and what's the other one? I can never remember the third one. It doesn't matter.
It on the album because I listened to it yesterday.
We'll get to it. So they released 3 new songs on a Black Sabbath Greatest Hits, the Dio years. And that is the only new music that has ever been released since that contract was signed. And then they decide, oh, why don't we try going on tour? So they do a tour behind that, and they play those songs live. And they release a live album, live at Radio City Music Hall, which is, if you do a shootout between Black Sabbath Reunion and Heaven and Hell live at Radio City Music Hall, I think every discerning and honest fan would pick the latter over the former every time. Because Reunion is not as good as it could have been, and that's partially because of Bill Ward. Let's be honest. And the 2 new songs on that album suck. Selling My Soul and Psycho Man, neither of those are good. Those are
Psycho Man, I would go back and revisit. I think it's actually not bad.
I actually do not listen to that side, because that's the new songs are on like side F or whatever. I don't even listen to that side.
F-U.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wah wah.
Yeah, it is side. Yeah, it's side FU. The one right before that is side. That's enough.
Fair.
So, well,
that's
finally,
enough. That's quite enough of that. Thank you.
Yes, this is enough of you to listen to. You can stop listening here. We have hit the E. So these albums have all been released. Were all released contemporarily on vinyl, and they have become extraordinarily expensive. Live at Radio City Music Hall is one of my absolute top live albums. I don't know how you feel about that one in particular, but I remember when it was new. Actually, when it came out originally, it was around the time my kid was born. And I remember listening to it while we lived at my in-laws' house for a couple of months while they were helping with the child. And I remember sitting at my computer and listening to it while doing college homework. I was working full-time, still a newlywed with a newborn and 9 college credit hours. So I had a pretty awesome winter of 2011, but it all worked out. And I've just always really, really loved that album. Ronnie James Dio's banter is tremendous. I do wish he wouldn't try the English accent so much. Bloody great. You sound like a tool. I mean,
horrendous. He also says the word bloody constantly. I'd
be
pretty offended if I was live in the room that night in England and he was like, bloody this and bloody that. Oh, bad, bro.
It was in New York, though.
I know he married a British chick. Like, it's fine.
Is she British?
I thought she was British.
I don't know. What I don't know about Wendy, you could just about squeeze into the Grand Canyon. I
always wanted to be a dancer in Vegas. Showgirls.
Oh, God, I love that movie. I wish Kevin Smith was better about his serious, funny movies. Rather than, because he stopped telling jokes at a certain point. Anyway, so, and that show was tremendous. I tried to watch the video, I think, and I can't remember ever watching a Black Sabbath live video that wasn't terrible. And this live album was when they debut the name Heaven and Hell. because they weren't allowed to tour as Black Sabbath. Officially, per the press releases, they were touring as Heaven and Hell because they were not playing any Ozzy Osbourne songs, and they didn't want anybody to think that they were going to be getting Ozzy Osbourne Black Sabbath era or songs. I don't believe a word of that. I believe what it is okay, we can't use the name. I agreed to not use the name with anybody else. So we're going to call it Heaven and Hell like Black Sabbath. So it's Heaven and Hell by Heaven and Hell on Heaven and Hell. Except they weren't Heaven and Hell when they recorded it. So I actually asked Lawyer Wife, where do I put these records in my collection?
And Lawyer Wife said,
Black Sabbath, obviously.
That's what I would also say.
I mean, it's true. They're Black Sabbath. And when I saw them, did you see the Reformed Heaven and Hell on tour?
Once, yes.
I saw them, and everybody was, when people on their stuff went, yeah, I'm at the Black Sabbath show. Nobody called them that.
It never stuck. It never stuck. It was difficult.
It's like this. It's like this, man. The dudes that sing Three Little Pigs, what are they called?
Green Jello.
Green Jello. Not green jelly.
No one calls them green jelly.
Nope.
I'm sorry, no one calls them green jelly. Everyone calls them green Jello.
Correct. And that was always
it
was always Black Sabbath. Sorry. You're playing, most of the songs you're playing have come off albums titled Black Sabbath. In fact, on the live at Radio City Music Hall, every song was a Black Sabbath song played by a band called Heaven and Hell, who looks shockingly like the members of Black Sabbath. So it's just dumb. I mean, there should have been an exception for that, because it's just dumb. It's just dumb. So they do release all of these on vinyl. There is a third record that I think is really forgotten, which is Live at Wacken, like 30 Years of Heaven and Hell or something. And I finally listened to that one on this set, and it's not bad. It's got some of the new songs from The Devil You Know, and I remember when The Devil You Know came out, I was so excited about that. It's a little disappointing to me, because I think they didn't let him do about rainbows. There's not one rainbow.
Maybe the rainbows were passé to him then.
Really, you think? Well, we don't know, because that was Ronnie James Dio's last studio album. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with stomach cancer in 2011, I believe it was. Yep. 10? It was 10. It was 10.
He was technically diagnosed in 2009, and he died in 2010. We're actually coming up on the anniversary again.
I can remember exactly where I was and whom I texted when I found out.
Yeah, it was a bummer. I still think
the response I got back was, "Who is Ronnie James Dio?"
Yeah, well, because uncultured.
I'm like, wow, Kyle, I really thought you were down.
Come on, Kyle. I continue to say that, like, except for real, true rock and metal fans, the average person did not know who Dio was. The average heavy music casualer did not know who Dio was. They know who Ozzy is. They know why Ozzy is. They don't know who Dio is. They didn't. Now, since he died, and I'm happy about this, his shadow has grown enormous, much taller than his soul. But I'm sorry, not as culturally important as Ozzy.
No, absolutely true.
I'm very sad that he died. I loved him. I saw him solo. I saw him with Heaven and Hell.
I never saw him solo.
I saw him solo, and it was all right. It was an all right show.
Honestly,
that was my come to Jesus thing, because I loved Ozzy so much when he was fired by Black Sabbath. My brother also was like not really into, like, I've heard those records, but like they didn't register to me until later in the 80s. Like, I was all about Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman.
Well, for me, my first Black Sabbath album that I owned, because I got into Black Sabbath when I was about 9 years old, maybe 10. I remember I was at Scruggs School, and I went there for 4th and 5th grade. So maybe 10 or 11. I remember being in the bathroom line for the afternoon bathroom break. And I was telling my buddy, yeah, there's this tag team called the Road Warriors. And they came out to this song. It's called Iron Man. And I started singing it to him. I won't sing it now because it pisses off Keefy, and I'm trying to be nice. And I would also murder it. And he looks at me and he goes, that's Black Sabbath. I'm like, who's Black Sabbath? He's like, you know who Ozzy Osbourne is? Yeah, Crazy Train. It's awesome. He's like, yeah, he was in a band called Black Sabbath. He was. And that's how I got into Black Sabbath. And then later that year, maybe the next year, my cousins for Christmas got me Live Evil on cassette. And that was like the first music I owned, that it was mine. And they bought it because it had Iron Man and Paranoid on it. I don't think they realized, one, it was a live record, and two, it had Ronnie James Dio and not Ozzy. So during my formative years with Black Sabbath, that was what I listened to. And I knew who Dio was at that point because I remember Last in Line and Holy Diver from that. I watched a lot of like TV and listened to music videos and listened to the radio a lot. I just didn't own anything. But so for me, that really skewed my opinion of my view of what Black Sabbath was, I think. But I don't know. Have we waxed poetic enough about this?
I mean, I can't imagine anything else you want to talk about this except to say that I think it's very interesting that this set gets kind of a glow up now. I think just Iommi is running out the string. I don't know how many more Iommi's Revolutions Around the Sun we have. And I think he's just trying to close all the old business. You know that joke, like Henry Youngman. My friend went to the doctor. Doctor told him he had 6 months to live. He couldn't pay the bill. He gave him another 6 months. It's the same thing. Every 6 months, Iommi.
One time at the Copa, the boy sent over champagne, and it was so lovely.
It was the nicest thing. He was a young guy, and he was successful, and he seemed like he could handle it.
And everybody, he knew everybody, and everybody wanted to be nice to him. Do you know they got engaged after like a month?
Yeah, well.
And eloped?
They didn't elope. They had a whole wedding.
They eloped and then had another wedding.
I don't think that's true.
That's what I read.
I'm talking about the movie. I didn't read the book.
I'm talking about the book. I'm talking about the real people. Well, fair enough. I'm going to Oscar Steakhouse.
That's cool. I'm also hoping to go there someday. So, one last thing. I don't want to be a correcting C word, but I do want to say that...
No, correct me if I'm wrong.
If you saw the 2 Ozzy documentaries last year, which will break your fucking heart into a million pieces, I cursed, but we're at like the 40-minute mark.
Cursing is okay now.
I have picked up some curse albums, some Swear Bank albums to send you and Don. I may do it tomorrow.
Did you get the package yet?
I did not get your package yet. If you have a
all right, I sent you.
Did you send it to Melissa's or to mine?
To Melissa's, to the new one.
Okay, then I'll get it Friday.
I sent you My Chemical Romance,
yes,
My Chemical Romance album,
but not the one I thought you had. But I'm happy to get any NCR, so that's fine. She's not a fan, but I am.
It's Black Parade.
Oh, it's Black Parade. I'm super happy.
Black Parade, yeah. It's Black Parade picture disc. It sounds okay.
Yeah, picture disc.
My buddy Joe bought it for me, but they sent the wrong one. So he called and yelled at them, and they sent me the right one.
Cool.
So I had 2 copies of it.
Thanks, Joe.
And then I sent you a surprise.
Well, let's keep it a surprise.
And I will say on the podcast what I sent Don.
No, don't. Let's keep it a surprise.
He'll have it before the podcast gets put out.
I guess.
I'll tell you. Ready?
I don't like spoilers.
It's not a spoiler.
Sure.
King Diamond, Songs for the Dead.
Oh, that's interesting. Is that an insult or?
No, he tried to trade me for it.
Oh, you poked at him a couple weeks ago. Like your friend bought you this album. Is you sure he's your friend?
But see, the thing about Don, whenever he tries to like do trades, it's like a fan trying to set up a trade in the NHL.
Right.
Anyway, moving on.
So I do want to say, if you watched the 2 Ozzy documentaries last year, both will break your heart. Specifically in No Escape Till Now or No Escape From Now.
And that's why I didn't watch them, because you've always said that, and I just don't need that in my life right
now. Melissa and I have been hemming and hawing about the Jeff Buckley documentary for the longest, and it's just going to be so sad, and we're going to cry and all the things. But
hallelujah.
He's obsessively watching Dio Sabbath live stuff, like leading up to the farewell show, to the Back to the Beginning. And she's like, he watches it every day, and he's so Sharon. He's so sad because it's like we slagged him constantly, and he slagged us. And then he's like, oh, he was such a nice guy, and I never gave him a chance. And the music he's really great, a great singer, and I was horrible about him because I was jealous and this and that. And he was horrible to you, Ozzy. He's like, oh, forget all that. Yeah. He died terribly, and I'm still here. But it's like, wow. Like, all he watches is war documentaries and Dio live with Sabbath. I don't have like a morbid curiosity. Like, why did I deny this so long? He's so good. So it's very sad.
In terms of being just a technical singer,
Yes, he's better, of course.
no, I'm saying in heavy metal, just in heavy metal,
Yeah.
in the traditional or power metal genres, I would have to say that Ronnie James Dio is top five, just in terms of technical singing ability. And I think part of that is due to the fact that he was a pro singer for 20 years before he even tried metal. So he was singing jazz and standards, and he had to be able to project, and he had to learn how to sing
He also
and
played trumpet, and so that
bass.
informs but playing trumpet informs your, yeah, he played bass, he wrote riffs
Mhm.
on bass and guitar, but I'm saying like when you play a brass instrument or a woodwind, it informs your mouth on how to do things differently than you would if you didn't. And so I think that also, like, his phrasing is very jazz like and like much unlike, more like Sinatra than, let's say, uh, you know, um, Glenn Hughes, for instance, who was really a blues based guy, or Coverdale, right, who are blues rockers at heart.
Cover or Hughes saw himself as a funk player.
That's, yeah, a player. I don't know about a singer.
You know what I think is really delusional. Hughes seeing himself as a funkster.
Whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
I'm just gonna say it.
Aerosmith took a lot of inspiration from R&B and
Yeah. Right.
you know, jump
And
blues.
when
So
I interviewed Paul Speckman of Master, he said I don't listen to death metal. I've never listened to death metal.
yeah,
I listened to Motorhead, and I wanted it to be a harder, heavier Motorhead.
let's not talk about them anymore.
I'm sorry.
All right. So I'm not sorry. They should be sorry. Anyhow,
I'm sorry I brought it up.
how do you want to do? Should I unbox the box set? I literally just opened it. Do you want
Oh,
me to do it, or do you want to do it? Because that
you
way
go
you
ahead and
won't hit your microphone, and
you go
I
ahead
could.
and do it. You got more space, but I'm just gonna before you do that, I'm just gonna point out I legitimately do have the thing.
Yeah, of course. Look at what you had to do to show it.
It's a shower and a grower.
There you go. I'm going to ask you a pertinent question at the end of this. So anyway,
Hit me.
at the end,
Ask me all the questions. I love talking.
yeah, we're not going to do the track list, but so it's a 7 LP. Here's the hype sticker. I just literally unpeeled it and opened it. That box was hard to open. I was trying to
Yeah,
like
it
preserve
was.
it.
One thing I will say: be careful when you get it with the inner sleeves, because I ripped one
Oh, good to know.
because I couldn't get it to come out
They're
of
all
live Radio
they're
City
not
Music Hall.
colored vinyl. I'm not going to they're
No,
$180.
don't. No, I'm saying for anybody buying it in general,
Right. So
because
Heaven and Hell.
when I was trying to get Radio City Music Hall open, I ripped one of the inners,
I'll be
and they're
careful.
good inners too.
Yes, I listened to this on, unfortunately, Spotify. A lot of it holds up. I love The Devil You Know. I thought it was a great album. There's a lot of tremendous stuff on it. We can talk briefly about the things. 7 LP Super Deluxe Edition. The Devil You Know, including 3 bonus tracks. Live from Radio City Music Hall.
What are those 3 bonus tracks? Because there's one that we couldn't remember. Oh, if you don't know, go ahead. Keep moving on.
I don't know.
I'll find it.
You could find it while I'm doing this. All right. The full concert on vinyl for the first time, which I think is like the reason these 2 live albums are here, is because I don't think we were ever going to get that Dio live album after the Mob Rules until now. So like there's a lot of you're a Black Sabbath fan, especially the Dio era. This is a tremendous couple of years for you, right? Full concert on vinyl for the first time. Neon Nights, 30 Years of Heaven and Hell live at Wacken.
Shadow of the Wind.
Ugh,
That's the one nobody can remember. Maybe because it's not very good.
Not memorable. 40-page book with photos. Cool. Artwork and liner notes. Replica concert book. I love those. And the Devil You Know poster I didn't really need, but sure.
I did not open the poster. What size is the poster?
I don't know.
I do like the fact that they have the back cover in the back sleeve, like which you're holding right now. Could you hold that up and talk?
I can hold it up and talk. Look at that gorgeous thing. Hello, beautiful.
That's
love
the
back cover of the box set. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. I kept that.
Yeah, I would keep that. I would actually put this up as the poster because I think this is actually cool.
Yeah, that would work in a 12-inch frame.
A 12-inch frame. This is very cool for a insert. I will find a way to put it. I do have the track listings on the back here if you want to at some point do the track listings.
I mean, is there any real point?
I don't know. How much into it are you? I think the Vakken set list is better. I mean, like the complete hits box, like the hits live to me are better than all of the Mob Rules. But again, the Mob Rules live with the encore is to replace the live album they never put out. That is now out, that you can get now, as we discovered, like in 24. Which we
my copy of Dehumanizer was also a Rhino Records release. And if you'll give me 30 seconds, I'm going to opine on Rhino Records for a second.
Go ahead.
But it has a side and a half of live in, I think, Hartford or something. Rhino Records, you know, I'm very on record on this show because we're vinyl focused. We are all vinyl people. I mean, we spooge on our records and with our records and near our records, and I'm very on record, no pun intended, for not liking represses. I want original pressings because I believe the original pressings contain more mojo. Just my belief. However, when it comes to Rhino Records repressings, I have Black Sabbath self-titled. I have the Tony Martin box set. I have now this box set, and I also have Dehumanizer. And the Rhino Records repressings are phenomenal. They are. My Black Sabbath self-titled album is one of the records that I would actually, if somebody said, why do you listen to vinyl? I would actually put that record on. That'd be one of the ones I would choose. If there were like 5 records to pull out to convince somebody, that's number 1.
Yeah, they've done a great job with just
tremendous job.
They put out. They had that Smashing Pumpkins thing I got last year, like tremendous. So here's the cover, nice and sturdy, beautiful cover, beautifully rendered.
Cool cover. The colors on that
pop
are perfection because they use a lot of negative space for the logo. Love it.
Fair enough. All right, I think this is now upside down, so I'm gonna do this way. Here is the photo book. Gorgeous. It's got, like,
I love the Heaven and Hell cover.
Beautifully done. Gorgeous photos. Some liner notes. I wonder who wrote them.
Geezer.
No, I doubt it. They probably got somebody to write them. I didn't.
I'm sure they did.
There's a replica all access passes 666 on it. How clever.
Tremendous.
Right there. You know, they use that Heaven and Hell painting constantly. Oh, here's some other graphics. Tour 2007. I think that's the tour I saw.
That's the one I saw. I saw that with my Psycho X. I only have one Psycho X, so you know I'm not a jackass.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, most people. Hugh Gilmore.
Everybody's got one.
No relation to David Gilmour, but Hugh Gilmore wrote the liner notes. Here's the credits for this.
I haven't actually read them.
Production manager, Kristen Attaway for Rhino, Tim Spinks for BMG, product manager, Miles Hackett for BMG. That's the product manager is the guy who says, here's all the things that can go in this. Here's what we can do. A&R administration, Suzanne Savage, editorial, Sam Stone, art direction and design. Again, Hugh Gilmore. Lovely. And we don't really give enough credit to, is it Scott Cromwell, who is the longtime Dio keyboardist off stage for Dio solo and Black Sabbath?
No. That was Jeff Nichols.
Wrong, because Dio would not work with him. So it's not Jeff Nichols. It's Scott Cromwell. Go look at your Wikipedia stuff. He is the guy on the live albums and maybe even on the album. He's never appeared on stage with them. No writing credits, which kind of sucks. Anyway, no need to fight about things. You can look it up if you want to. This looks like the tour program. This is gorgeous.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. I know Jeff Nichols was on the Black Sabbath records.
Yeah, of course.
He was in Sabbath. He didn't join Dio.
That's correct.
At the breakup. Okay, moving on.
Sorry, Scott Warren. And they did a show after Dio died, I think again at Vakken, where they came back the next year, and it was Geezer, Appice, Butler, and Jorn Landy and Glenn Hughes doing a Dio tribute set. I
would love to see that. That'd be tremendous.
That would be also, I think, like maybe it doesn't belong with this set, but that would have been cool to include also. Scott Warren, born 1962, is the keyboardist for Dio from 94 till the band's dissolution in 2010. Today he's part of Dio Disciples, along with Oni Logan of Lynch Mob. Also, Andrew Freeman was dismissed from Mob Rules this week, which is also strange. Or Last in Line, not Mob Rules. So this looks like the tour book. This is gorgeous. I don't remember seeing one of these, but it might have been one of those shows.
I didn't on the tour I went to.
This might have been one of those shows that I went to and I just got a spot in the room and I don't go to merch. And then by the time the show is over,
I didn't have any money for merch back then, and that was after my divorce, and I was paying for the house we bought together by myself. I'm shocked I was able to rustle up the money even to go.
Here's the poster. Should I unfurl this poster? This is bizarre.
Do you want to? I mean, you don't have to.
I'm gonna. I don't know if I will ever put it up, but it's kind of.
I'm not gonna put them up. The posters and records now, they're like 48 by 40.
This is It's like, what the shit?
That's the Devil You Know cover art, but bigger and more.
Yeah, it's the full thing.
I mean, let's be honest. Was the cover art for that record ever even any good?
I think it's all right. It's not terrible. It's like the devil strangling a demon. Actually,
it's all right. Do you need a 6-foot poster of it?
I do not require this. I don't. That is the answer.
What pisses me off, though, the CD poster for the Tony Martin set was the right size.
Right.
I had to put that up.
So, first set of LPs, The Devil You Know, aforementioned album.
I remember listening to that in my Mercury Cougar.
I think I had the CD.
Yeah, something my CD. Yeah, shifting gears and cranking beers.
Yeah, my friend was like, if it's not Ozzy, I'm not interested in listening to it. My buddy at the time, who was like Ozzy only, which probably came partially from me. He's like, you never talk about Dio. Why are you so interested in Dio now? And it was like, it's my bad. So we know I'll say like 3/4 of this record. This is at least a 60-40 record. This is a killer.
It's 60-40, but the problem is it's very, very samey. There's not enough variation.
Yeah, riffs and there's not really an up-tempo song.
No,
but
it's all mid-tempo.
Medium tempo Dio is probably where you want to be. They did record this before he was diagnosed with cancer, but he might have had cancer during this production.
Could have. Probably did, considering how quickly it went.
Because this is an original album. Let's just do the tracks real quick. We don't have to review them, but
okay.
Adam and Evil, okay, opening track.
Decent.
Fear, good track. Mm-hmm. Bible Black, killer, was
tremendous. Best song on the record.
Definitely the best song on the record. Double the Pain,
Okay.
Rock and Roll Angel,
Yeah.
Turn the Screw, hell yeah.
Yes.
Eating the Cannibals, hell yeah.
Yes.
Great riffs, like Tune to C.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Follow the Tears, solid, not great.
Pretty decent.
Neverwhere, okay-ish.
Don't remember it.
Breaking into Heaven, obviously the play on words for the title of this, Breaking Out of Heaven, Breaking into Heaven, good. Devil Cried, second best song on the record.
That's not that, but that's from the greatest hits. The Devil Cried was not originally on this album.
You sure it's on side?
100%. Those are the bonus tracks from the Dio year's greatest hits.
Okay.
100%.
I think it was released as a single to preclude the album.
It was released as a single from the greatest hits.
Okay, you're right. Okay. And then The Shadow of the Wind.
You don't remember.
Ear in the Wall, also not great. But okay.
Ear in the Wall is okay.
Devil Cried's amazing. And
Devil Cried is amazing.
I just feel like Devil Cried is part of this to me anyway. So I'm glad
It basically is. I mean, it filled out two sides. It was too long or not long enough. And they put those on there, and it's just right.
Nicely done. All right.
Oop, careful.
Drop the fucking thing.
Don't drop it.
LP number 2, and this is a thickie boy. Let's note the spine. Sticky construction. Heaven and Hell live at Radio City Music Hall. Beautiful silver and black colors.
I love that cover.
This crest. This would be a nice tattoo, actually. This crest. I mean, I don't love crosses, but like it's beautiful, like lions and a skull with a crown. It's 666 and a crown and spears. It's like a really cool. The crest of Dio Sabbath. You know, it kind of goes. It goes with
Ronnie James Sabbath.
Ronnie James Sabbath. Back cover looks like an old school reel-to-reel. You know, like a fill-in sheet or a back cover. Well, I think it's fun.
It's okay, but
they're old guys, so old stuff works.
Yeah, I know, I get that.
Fun gatefold. Is this a trifold here?
It's a no, it's it might be. Yeah, it's a trifold.
Here we go.
It's not a double gatefold, it's a trifold. It's like my wallet.
Vinny doesn't get one. Oh, brutal.
I think he's on the inside.
He's not the drummer. Oh, is he? No, he's not. He's not on
Close,
the.
close it, close it, close Tony, close Tony. No, Tony, close Tony. That's Geezer. Hold it up. No, open it up.
Geezer.
Oh, damn, he doesn't get one.
He does not get one. Sorry, Vinny. Fuck you.
Sorry, Vinny. We should have done more songs.
Usually it's the bassist who gets dissed, not the drummer. But okay.
We should have done one. We should have done one more set. That
you said these were to be gentle with these, right?
Yeah, you got to be careful.
They are. It looks like they are the mylar.
Yeah, those are the high quality inner sleeves.
I didn't
pull mylar and paper. Tremendous.
I didn't pull out the inner sleeves for the Heaven and Hell one. I don't know if I need to.
No, you don't need to.
I'm not even gonna try to put that back in. I'll fuck it up. All right. And then finally, I'm least excited about this, but like it is a great set list. This is Heaven and Hell, Dio, Iommi, Butler, and Apt to Say live at Wacken. In case our listeners are living in under a rock, Wacken Open Air is the 40-year long-running metal festival, the biggest metal festival in the world. About 100,000 people a year go to this thing. 2 years ago, there was unseasonable, off-season rain. It's usually rainy in England and New York and in Seattle in the summer, but it was torrential downpours and mudslides, and the festival was like literally had to cancel a day for the first time ever. So front cover, this is a very true reproduction of the CD cover from back then. These are all pretty beautiful. Inside gatefold. Look, I said it right finally. All four of them finally.
Apathy.
Vinny, you got one.
Vinny's in the band. Vinny's in the band.
Vinny in. Cozy Powell, rest in power. Vinny, Cozy out.
Vinny in. Bill Ward out.
Bill Ward out. And again, Rhino, I fucking love you. Thank you.
I know, right?
They know what they know. They make stuff for vinyl nerds. They really do.
Yeah, they really do. And that's what's so. Not only that, but the sound quality on this set is
I haven't
tremendous. I've only listened through the studio and Wacken. I haven't listened through because I want to.
I love The Devil You Know. See, I don't care as much about the hits because I've been hearing those my whole life, and I love The Devil You Know. It's like fresh to me now. It's fresh.
I'm waiting. I'm probably on Sunday. I am gonna sit in my sitting room, get the girls out of the house, and just listen to Radio City Music Hall way too loud, and just because I listened to that thing so many times.
Yeah, Warner Records officially is the label, but we know it's Rhino.
Right, and the thing about these. The thing about this is, man, I've listened to all of these releases so many times on CD, and the reason why I was definitely going to buy this one, for the same reason I bought the Tony Martin set. Tony Martin's Black Sabbath Forbidden is $500, so to buy all four for $100, worth it. And I also have an original pressing of Tear. Did I tell you? Did you know that? Duncan gave it to me.
I insulted you over it, and you were pissed. It's not great. It's okay. It's better comparatively to Dehumanizer. It's not really a great record.
It is not better than Dehumanizer. Shut your whore mouth.
I don't think. I mean, we did this. We could do a Dio. We did Dio, didn't we? We did a Dio.
We did a Dio run, but we haven't done a Dio Sabbath run.
So that would be interesting to do with Don, because Don bought those records in real time. And he's only a year older than you, but he was,
yeah, he was
meddling earlier.
He was more adultier than me.
He was
not is.
We love you, Don. We wish you were here. I think it was a bit of an indulgence for me. My spending is going to slow down. I also I did make.
I'm sorry. I didn't finish the point. Just live at Radio City Music Hall, an original pressing is $300.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So basically, it made it. That's the part that I want. That's why, like the same reason why I bought the Metallica and Justice for All box set. I wanted Seattle '99 or Seattle '90, '89. I forget what year it was. Seattle, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I wanted that badly, so that's why I was willing to spend the $200 on that. And I wanted live at Radio City Music Hall. It's one of my favorite live albums.
When are we getting a Binge and Purge vinyl box set? Come on.
I don't know. Doesn't it seem stupid?
Seems like does it seem stupid? Not to me. I want it. Like,
no, I mean,
know.
It seems stupid that we don't have it.
Yeah, it seems like they blew it by not doing it, but maybe they've been.
It would be, well, they already released part of it.
Part of it.
San Diego and Mexico City would both be 4 LP sets.
It deserves it. Let's just
say I would
the peak Metallica to me is those concerts live. That it's 88 to 95, 96 live Metallica is the best Metallica, and I'd say they're pretty close now sometimes.
I wish they would release like standalone from the Load and Reload eras, because I would love to have those. They did some cool stuff on those tours.
Yeah, maybe Cunning Stunts will cut. It's been released as a Blu-ray.
Has it? I'm not buying it.
But it wouldn't be a bad DVD. I mean, LP set. Like, I think maybe Cunning Stunts is all right.
Do you remember Fuel from that?
With the extra fire and the extra ending?
And different lyrics. Off into the wild I go.
Yeah, he was like.
I just thought it was neat.
With the lyrics, that's Bob Rock's influence on him. I don't love it.
Yeah.
Can't not talk about Metallica, but we already.
I know, right? Here we are. We're talking about Metallica.
This is really cool. I'm glad I have this. Please get Born Again done so I can get it. Do not perish, Tony, before I can get Born Again on LP remixed and remastered. Please.
Why not just get the original version?
I don't want the original. I want the remaster. The original is not good. I've heard it. It is not good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I want the Born Again box set like this.
Dude, I'm sorry. In my brain, I heard The Eternal Idol.
No, why would I want that? That's awful.
I was confused.
I'm going to say this. Real.
Nobody wants the Eternal Idol.
Dio Sabbath is like heaven and hell, Mob Rules, The Devil You Know, and everything else to me. I don't think most of those records are not great. I really don't think.
That was like all the records except one.
No, they're subpar for Dio, and they're subpar for Sabbath to me. Except I would say you could make a case that Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules are like maybe like 5 and 6 or 4 or 5 in the in the Sabbath canon. But I don't really think, to me, it's just not great.
Here's the thing. Here's my thing, and
I wish Don was here to argue with us about this.
I am gonna give the reality of my brain that I've never given anyone. So everybody listening, shh. Yeah, Heaven and Hell is number 4. Mob Rules is number 5. And the reason why Black Sabbath, Paranoid, and Master of Reality are 1, 2, and 3 are because those albums are complete albums. And as much as I love Ronnie James Dio, as much as I love the highs, I cannot tell you one Ronnie James Dio anything that is tremendous top to bottom except for the live records. Kind of like Kiss, right? I love Kiss. Kiss has put out precisely 0 great records.
We said that before. I don't know if I agree.
Really? What's a great Kiss record?
Well, you called Alive the only Kiss great record, which I can't.
No, that is not what I said. And also, you can't count that because it's a live record. Studio records are different than live records. That's why they're spelled and pronounced differently. If you're going to talk about a studio Kiss record, top to bottom, the best one is Carnival of Souls. Because it never...
And no one has ever heard and knows.
I know. It doesn't have super highs and super lows. It rides the track. It's conceptual. It's conceptually consistent. It's got some great riffs by Bruce Kulick. Wish they would have left that song he sang off of it though. I don't need I Walk Alone. Not now. Not ever. Sorry, Bruce. I love you. I love everything else you've done, except for most of the Kiss stuff.
I would personally put Born Again right under
Really?
Rules. I love Born Again that much, maybe even more, because honestly, I love it.
So number 6? So you go Born Again number 6.
Maybe 6 or 7, depending on where I still think Sabotage is not bad. You're right. It was Super Czar is the chorus.
Yeah, that's the one. Super Czar. It super sucks and it's super long.
Yeah, I really don't think the rest of these deal. What's the best Tony Martin record? If you just had to pick one,
is there a best Tony Martin record?
If you had to pick one of the 4,
I don't know. Headless Tear probably.
it's not good. No, it's not tier, and it's definitely not Headless Cross. It just sucks. It's just not as good musically.
And then when I tell you that
songs were like,
and then when I say to you, Keefy, I like Cross Purposes, you say no, Nick. Cross Purposes sucks. And then there's Forbidden.
Less.
So you tell. So you know what it is? It's obviously Eternal Idol.
Oh God!
Because it's the only one we haven't bitched about today.
No, it's pretty bad.
It's got the song about The Shining.
It does, and maybe your kid is a shiner now or something.
Or she can change time and space. I don't know which one. I don't know what to root for.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm glad this thing exists. I love The Devil You Know. It really hits home for me. It was a really good time for metal. And let's just talk about after the record comes out and they do this massive world tour because the demand was humongous for them on the base of a very successful record. Let's talk about the fact that when Dio, the plan was Dio was responding to treatments. I don't want to get very sad at the end. We always do the sad shit last. But
okay, before we get to the sad shit, let's discuss the last Ozzy record versus the last Dio record.
Is that fair? Even though, like, I don't think that's
yes,
fair.
It's fair. It's fair.
Ozzy lived 15 more years than.
I'm only talking about 13. I'm only talking about 13. I'm not talking about the Ozzy solo. 13 versus Devil You Know, which is better?
It's tight.
Yeah, wow, you are so confused.
I'm not. You're wrong. You should
13
go back
is
and
bad. I did it with Duncan.
I know. It's not.
Duncan agreed with me.
That's great. He's a brilliant genius music critic, but like I think it's better than you thought it was.
No.
Devil You Know is better for sure. But that's
I don't even think I think Devil You Know is.
But again, Appice versus whoever's on the drum throne,
was it Clufedos?
Brad Wilk.
Was it Wilk?
That was Brad.
Well, you have to have a swinging drummer.
Half a written album. That's not fair. When Dio, Iommi, I would say since the Iommi solo record has been riding high, doing great shit, and Ozzy, Gus G, whatever in his solo career. Zach was out of the band a long time as a solo artist. I don't know, man. Like,
I'm just talking about Devil You Know verse 13.
Song for song, yeah, Devil You Know is much better. 2 grades better for sure.
There we go. I'll give you that.
I don't think 13 is horrible. I just don't think it's far from it.
I think 13,
great as it could have been.
13 is not the worst Black Sabbath record with Ozzy.
Definitely not.
Because Never Say Die exists.
Well, and Technical Ecstasy.
And Technical Ecstasy too, yeah. Those are albums that happened.
Yeah, I don't even want, like, live records. We know that Ozzy wasn't singing all of it. Like, it's not fair to compare the live stuff. Dio
I don't
clearly
compare
was
live
doing
stuff.
all his own singing. There's no punch-ins. There's no overdubs. There's no other singer. It's just Dio.
No, Dio was a trained singer.
Yeah,
who did metal.
Well, he loved metal. And
my point? But Ozzy was a dude that sang.
Broke dude from the street that loved the Beatles and the blues.
Who sang in order not to go to work.
Not to go to jail.
It's
die.
It's a different situation.
Yeah.
One of them had more privilege growing up than the other one.
That's for sure.
It's just like I saw.
I'd much rather grow up in
upstate New York,
Croton on the Hudson or wherever Dio is from, in middle class suburbia, and not like knowing where the next meal is coming from.
Right, totally. I'm with you.
One shoe and one boot, Shibuti. All in the Family Shibuti story there with Ozzy living on Skid Row almost with no heat or plumbing in the house. Like, that sounds horrible. And he probably was autistic, and he probably had ADHD to begin with.
He's definitely dyslexic.
He was dumb and stupid and a bad kid. And you heard that for 20 years. He heard just, you're a bad person. You're a bad kid. You're a bad kid. You're a bad kid. You're dumb. And music was his only salvation, and he made it, man. He made it better than all of us will.
He made it, and by no means am I
wiped his ass with $1,000 bills, and he never would have run out.
By no means am I slagging Ozzy Osbourne. I love Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, Dio's great.
I love Black Sabbath.
But I'm just tired of trying to defend Ozzy's greatness.
There's no reason to defend Ozzy.
Well, there are some people who are the gatekeeper.
Hear me out.
Better than Ozzy, man.
My preference is Dio Sabbath over Ozzy Sabbath, but it's a personal preference. I love it all.
You're
I
wrong.
don't love. I don't love. Well, I don't love all of the music those two dudes did with Black Sabbath because there's some
A lot of
stinkers.
it's not good. The
Yeah, a lot
majority
of
of
it's not
Dio's
good.
records are bad. They're just bad. The
The
two
majority
are
of the.
iconic, great ones, and the
Are we talking
live.
about Dio solo or are we talking about Dio
I'm talking
Sabbath?
about Dio Sabbath,
Okay,
and
you know
Dio
what?
has a bunch of bum records as a solo artist
I
too.
was just gonna say it wouldn't matter because we did the Dio series and a lot of those
Oh,
records were not as good as we remembered.
it was a slog to get through them. It was
Yes,
hard
it
to get
was.
through his best work. It was hard to get through. Parts of parts of Last in Line were not good. Like I was like, oh, why is this? Why did this make the record?
Half of Last in Line was not good.
I'd say 40%. You know who we should have got on here as a guest? And again, I know he's not a big.
Danny?
No,
Oh.
I think Omar because he's a humongous Dio solo
Oh, is
person and
he?
he loves
Oh.
like Magica and stuff like that. And
Nobody loves Magica.
he loves Magica.
What a weirdo.
Well, I think
A
that's
lot
fair.
of that second round of like Dio solo records
He's just
were bad.
coloring in the lines, Dio by numbers. But
Yeah, it
like
was like
he loves
yeah,
those records. He loved those shows. He loves Goldie. He loves that Dio band. It's tough.
somebody has to.
Simon Wright, like he had some amazing players. What an just like what a tremendous chapter for Sabbath to have Dio at all. And
Oh,
it worked.
completely.
I mean, Iommi had to get his shit together. Geezer had to get his shit together a little,
Dio made the music of Sabbath better
for sure.
because they weren't.
There are demos of Ozzy doing Heaven and Hell songs. They're not good.
Oh my Lord, I would love to never
They
hear
wrote
that.
Children of the Sea together, and
The Jeff Nichols estate actually released a jam with Dio on bass.
yes, well,
And
Dio did all the bass tracking.
and the Dio family was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, how could you do this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I never heard it, but I
I
mean,
think money is a big thing when rights are not clear and people are not getting
yeah.
paid, and you have we have an opportunity to get a little windfall of money. Let's put this thing out.
Could
So
you imagine though? I mean, could you imagine? And this is not a slight against Ozzy. This is like asking Babe Ruth to bunt. Okay. Could you imagine Ozzy Osbourne singing Heaven and Hell?
no, no, he doesn't have the nuance.
Right. He doesn't
He has
have
not
the
the range. He
range.
doesn't have. He has the range. He doesn't have the
I don't think he has the
nuance.
range.
Does have the range.
He doesn't. Okay. We can both agree on this. He doesn't have the control.
I said the nuance. That's what I mean when I say control. I mean
Oh,
like
so we're saying the same thing.
vocal quality, subtlety, nuance, phrasing that Dio had. Those songs are made by Dio's
Right.
phrasing, which I will show and prove
What made
before the episode.
Ozzy's work so great was Ozzy's personality, and
I disagree.
especially
That's
I don't
unfair.
think it's unfair.
You're conflating Ozzy the person and personality. That's unfair. I think the Sabbath stuff is better musically. It holds up. It invented a genre, and Dio just came in and did a better version of that, a better, soberer version of those things. But Iommi on less coke. He came in and rejuvenated the band. Those guys were done. Sorry, Nick just hit his fucking nose right on the mic. Are you okay?
It was my
I'm
hat,
so sorry.
and I'm cracking up. A soberer Tony on less coke.
Yeah, less coke than all the coke. Less.
So he was only having enough coke to kill.
There was a
horse
minor shortage of
rather than an
in
elephant.
LA.
Only a minor shortage rather than the volume 4 shortage.
And I love Tony, man. I love him.
I do too.
I'm not ready for any more of these people. It's already been a very hard.
The thing is we genuinely, I mean, Keefy and I, we genuinely love what we love, but we don't love blindly.
I think that's fair. Thank you. And I
Like
agree with the same with you.
When we did that Dio series, right? Man, I picked it. I was so excited. I was ready to just, golden ropes for 4 weeks.
Arcing ropes and jism all over this motherfucker piece.
And then we listened to the records. And each record was worse than
we
the
went
last.
into Quiet Riot with very high hopes, and they were immediately dashed.
Did we have high hopes for Quiet Riot?
I had high hopes for the two big records to be good.
They put out half a good record.
Really, like barely
and 7 others. But I mean that's the thing is, I love Iron Maiden, but I'm not going to tell you every Iron Maiden song is great.
No, we know that already. We know.
I love Black Sabbath.
Some of their singles are better than whole albums.
Oh my God, yes. Like Somewhere
Twilight
in Time.
Zone, I love Somewhere in Time, but I know what you mean.
No Prayer for the Dying has 2 songs.
I feel like so I don't know if this is the right venue for this conversation, but I was going to say I feel like some bands, they write their first few songs of an album, they know they rule, they have a hunch that this is hot, then they try to do more and it depreciates, like a car driving off a used car lot, right?
Yeah, it's
It's
absolutely
worth less every second. We wrote this ginormous, huge, great song, and then less and less and less.
Well, and that's the thing about like especially the Dio records, because they're the Dio Sabbath records, and this includes the Heaven and Hell album as well for me. There's not one Dio Sabbath record that's front to back great. They're all, I'm not going to say the 30, 30, 30.
We said Heaven and Hell was like a 9 of 10 almost. So I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, part of that is grading on a curve because of Heaven and Hell, the song.
Well,
Heaven and Hell is probably top 10 metal song.
Yeah.
And
hang on a second, because I think another thing we're not first of all, functioning Iommi and Butler when they were absolutely not functioning. 77, 75 to 79, not functioning.
I think Dio being sober-ish.
Well, not a partier.
Right. Made them go, okay, you know.
He already saw all the excess with Blackmore, and he was like, not for me. I'm not doing that. But I was going to say that Appice, in good, 10 years, at least 10 years younger than Bill Ward, right? I think. And a different style of drummer.
A couple years. I don't think 10,
look that
I think
up. That would be, I think, at least 10 years younger. And a different kind of drummer. A much more aggressive, fast, heavy metal drummer.
But he was only on Mob Rules.
He was only on Mob Rules, but it sounded like the band. Like we talked about that in the Dio series we said like it sounds like.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I am going to lie prostrate on the ground in front of Keefy so he can see my bunghole.
I don't need to be right.
And do whatever he wants.
Don't say bunghole, dude. My ass hurts.
Appice
I took an emergency shit in a punk rock record store today.
You only take 6 shits a day?
Sometimes I do. It really.
No, that's my daily.
That's wow. Well, it's because of all the steak you eat, I think.
Oh no, I burn 3,400 calories a day.
It doesn't. Yeah, but you're pooing way too much. You have like hemorrhoids or anything?
No, I mean I have in the past. Okay. Appice is 9 years younger.
My doctor suggested a sitz bath for me, like a
shits bath.
SITZ sits. It's like an Epsom salt for your bunghole to sit in a bathtub of.
Oh God, no, thank you.
I've been denying getting it. I've been refusing to get it.
I had to shit in a box, and I am like,
I want shit in a bag. I want shit in a bag, a wet.
I had to shit in a box, and then send that shit box to a doctor.
Oh, that's different. That's the new shit box. Well, that's how you make sure you don't have colon cancer now.
Yes, and I also had to take.
They won't do a colonoscopy unless you.
I had to take a brush and dip it in the shit.
Yes, dip it in the shit.
Put it in a vial.
Carefully squeeze it tight, and then you had to date and time it.
And then mail that to the.
I did it without dating and timing it. I did it without dating and timing it, and I had to do it again. I was like,
I got like 15 emails from the shitbox people.
No, I got called by a very cool sounding Australian girl.
Nick, where's the shitbox? Nick, why haven't you mailed in the shit box?
Joe was like, oi, Keith, where's the shit box? It was like, I don't fucking know. I'm sorry. I sent one in. Yeah, you didn't date it or time it. You got to do it again. We sent you a new one.
Oh, next time I'm doing colonoscopy. Fuck that. I'm not doing a shit box.
You gotta if you're.
Whatever. If I don't have to smell the shit box.
Did you see Uncut Gems on Netflix with
no, I haven't seen it yet.
Sandler? It's pretty good. Speaking of colonoscopy.
Let's wrap this up. We're now just rambling.
We're just talking about shit. I'm glad this thing exists. I think a future episode of ranking all the Black Sabbath records and singers ever.
You know what? That would actually be a fun episode. That would actually be a fun series.
I think our next chaser is going to be the follow-up to Record Store Day Black Friday. Record Store Day.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Next week. So it's actually like...
It's next weekend.
Next weekend. But we have,
two. Yeah.
So maybe we'll just, we'll do a whole Record Store Day review.
Yeah.
Either as part of AC/DC 2 or as a chaser. But
as a chaser.
I think there'd be a fun tier maker whole episode where we just rank all
we could do an entire series of
not
Black
live
Sabbath
albums, not compilations.
Hear me out. We could do an entire 4-episode run of Black Sabbath tier makers.
That'd be pretty cool. See if I think Don would be into it.
Because we could do singer, era, live album, studio albums.
I don't want to do the live albums. We just said that.
No, I'm saying we could do that as well.
I mean, if you count that, they threw away basically a Dio. Dio quit the band and they threw the album away, basically, because it was bad. They didn't like. He hated the mix. He was overruled by, Heckle and Jekyll.
It is what it is.
With the gay mustaches, the broom mustaches.
Oh my lord!
And
Iommi and Butler.
Yeah, they look worse without facial hair, but definitely there's enough
and they look
too much.
But they look worse with it too.
It's like, surprise! I got giant facial hair. Oh my god!
Back in the day, it's I used to have a joke. Which one's Geezer? Because they looked really similar at times.
Also, there was a defenseman on the Rangers in the '80s, Ron Greschner.
Harold Snepps on the Blues.
Ron Greschner, who had the big G.I. Joe '60s facial hair. I'm just gonna shout out Fable Beard. If you want to have an awesome beard like me, get Fable Beard products.
Are you not familiar with Harold Snepps?
Not really, no.
He was one of the last helmetless dudes, and he had a giant, Raleigh Fingers mustache that he just didn't wax up. He didn't wax it up, but he had that big of a mustache, and he was just out there, no helmet, bald head, with a giant soup strainer. It was awesome.
Awesome.
Let's wrap this up. I'm going to say I am really thankful that Rhino has been there for Black Sabbath. Rhino is re-releasing all this old stuff that's so difficult to come by, so hard to find, and doing it really, really well. This is my third Rhino, or my second Rhino box set for Sabbath, and my fourth Rhino Black Sabbath purchase. And they have all been 10 out of 10 perfection in terms of production quality. I'm not talking about the music within the tracks, because I cannot blame Rhino on the 7th star. That was just all Tony.
It's like so far so
Tony
good.
And cocaine. Yeah,
so
Tony
far
and cocaine.
so good for Megadeth. It's just not good.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I love the fact that there are certain bands and certain labels. Motley Crue, I am looking at you right fucking now, that are willing to put out the less popular material on vinyl for the dumbasses that want it. So I would buy previous DMA Subject, Motley Crue, New Tattoo, and Motley Crue Self-Titled on vinyl. If you put it out tomorrow, credit card comes out the wallet now.
I think when they're done as a touring band,
I don't think so. I don't. Because
they already sold the rights, right?
I don't know. They own the rights, but they
sold
both of those albums and Generation Swine have just been completely abandoned.
D. Snyder today somebody tweeted him about the Widowmaker album that came out on this day in history, whatever year, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I don't know who has the rights, and I don't expect a vinyl ever." I was like, "God damn,
that
bro.
sucks.
That super sucks. I'd buy that."
I mean, I don't want it, but I know somebody. I know someone that does.
I know someone intimately well that definitely wants that. I think I would buy it too. I saw it live. And now to take us home, Ronnie James Dio will sing the outro spiel of the Glacially Musical Podcast. Get ready in 3, 2, 1. The Glacially Musical Podcast is brought to you by GhostCodeMag.com and Glacially Musicals. Nick Cameron, Don DeLamont will be out next week with AC/DC, and as we say every week as we ride the unicorns over the clouds and the mountains, the Glacially Musical Podcast does not play in Peoria, but I did a bunch of times as a solo artist, cause I'm not as successful as when I'm with Black Sabbath. Hey, look out!
That almost sounded like a Christmas song towards the end.
A little bit.
I'm just gonna say, next time use the Ronnie James Dio lyric generator.
Oh, fun.
To work that out. And 2, Dio may not play in Peoria. We don't play in Peoria, but I found out who did play in Peoria. And who wrote a song about not playing who wrote a song about playing in Peoria because he lived there? Dan Fogelberg.
Wow, Dan.
Same Old Lang Syne is a song about him meeting his high school girlfriend in a car in Peoria.
Did he do the Pina Colada song also?
No, that's Jimmy Buffett.
No.
Oh, the Pina Colada's getting caught in the rain?
Yeah, the cheating song. The song for cheaters.
Does anybody know who did that? I don't think anybody knows. I think that just came out as anonymous, like a dude in a bag.
All right. Peace.
In the bag.
I don't know how to turn it off. God
Oh
damn
my
it.
Lord. You're supposed